going on, guys? My name's Cameron, and I'm the owner and founder of Two Gun Western Apparel. I founded Two Gun Western Apparel very early 2022. Ordered 12 hats, about 180 bucks. Sold those right off the bat to people that I knew, and very, very long story, and we'll get into it the more that you watch this. I quit my job November of last year, and we were doing about 2,000-3,000 a month, but recently we've been low to mid 5-figure months. We're gonna get some orders packaged up. We do drop shipping, we do custom work, and we have obviously a Two Gun brand. So let's get to it.
Music licensing reimagined.
All right, so I want to touch on something else that really matters when it comes to professional branding. Um, I started putting all my Two Gun hats inside of bags. Yes, I just bought these off Amazon. They are kind of overkill. Now the reason that I haven't went and got a printed bags to have like the Two Gun logo on it, we've been on the fence about getting a UV DTF printer. Just something to do stuff like this, little bags, and do the stickers and all that, all the little trinkets. But details matter, and details and the attention to detail is the whole reason why I've had such great success since I quit my job in the last 6 months. Your customer can tell if you are trying 100% or not. Your customer can tell if you really care about giving them the best product that you can give them. I have spent, well, at this point, over a year getting the embroidery to an absolute perfect setting, and every hat that leaves here, I'll show you in a sec our discard pile, which I'll touch on that subject here in a sec. But putting stuff in bags, I care about getting the hat exactly how it came off the machine to the customer's doorstep. That's what matters. So that's why I started putting them in bags. Yes, I want to put the Two Gun logo on them. Yes, I do. And another thing that I want to touch on, because you probably seen in the video, is the tape. Yes, I kind of do it a ghetto way. I have this little tape dispenser that was $14 on Amazon. Believe it or not, these... Okay, let me step back a sec. So this tape is a water activated tape. Another thing about the small details, I went away from just clear regular Scotch tape, packaging tape, because I wanted to have the brand on it. Well, you can't get your brand printed on just any other. You can, but it's not the best tape. So I wanted the best tape for our boxes. We used to get the design printed on the boxes. I'd love to keep doing that, but it takes too long to get boxes. I can go into Billings and get 200 boxes from Granger next day, pretty much. Anyways, used to have it printed on the box. So have the branded tape all in the details. All in the details. When someone gets their box, my box, on their doorstep, they're like, oh, that's my Two Gun hat. It just showed up. But back to the tape dispenser, since you have to get the water activated tape, believe it or not, freaking tape dispenser, the water activated tape dispenser is like 1,500 bucks. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of money. I guess I do, but it all goes into, is a $1,500 tape dispenser worth it when it is, but it isn't. Anyways, that's why I do it like that. Got a old tire shine bottle that got repurposed to spraying it. The instructions say you're supposed to like use a sponge. No, that takes too long. Spray it, put it on, wipe it with a microfiber, out the door. All right, check it out. We'll be quick about this, so I don't want to bore you to death. starting from zero, and this could apply to anything other than a clothing brand. This is just what I did. Mindset and foundation. This is the biggest thing besides marketing. I had to do it. I had a victim mindset, employee mindset, just terrible mindset. I had to change it, obviously, in order to make all this shit happen. Sometimes you gotta swallow your ego a little bit. Skill development, that's huge, especially relations to DIY. If you want to do it yourself, which I highly recommend because I'll get to that in a second. Niche selection, I don't know, that one's a little bit over exaggerated sometimes. I think that if you're able to sell to more people, you have more opportunity. They do say niche down, you make a whole bunch of money, you take over the market. I don't know about that. I think you niching down, you limit your market, and it's harder because sometimes somebody's already niched down to what you're trying to do. So you're only competing with one person that's a lot bigger than you. Design, I think this is a large one too. I was a graphic design artist to start all this. Very bad graphic design artist, but that's also the beauty in it. I've learned a lot along the way. DIY, that's big. I took a loan out from the bank, got this first machine, basically paid for itself in about 2-3 months once I got going. And the biggest one, marketing. Obviously, I'm going to touch on all this as we go along in more videos and all that. So just subscribe, like, comment, especially comment what you want to see more of and what you want me to touch on more. Marketing is huge. A buddy of mine told me the other day, he mentioned something to me the other day, and he said, if you create a marketing company, the sky's the limit. And I kind of thought about it for a second, and I was like, he's right. I mean, in a roundabout way, in the past 3 years that I've had this, I now hire it out. I hire a marketing agency to run all my paid ads. But for the past 3 years, I've done all the marketing myself. I haven't been great at it. Straight up, probably, to be honest, I was pretty terrible at it. But marketing is huge. It's definitely something you ought to study if you want to do this from zero without any help. Marketing is huge. And I don't want to knock anybody. I don't want to say that people are selling garbage stuff, but I think there is some stuff that is selling a lot more than it should because they're doing a good job marketing. So then you can't really hate on them because they are doing the good job of marketing. So a marketing, you could. I always think you can market yourself out of a hole anytime. You definitely sell your way out of a hole. Let me tell you that. All right, now this one hurts. This one really hurts. But it's how committed I am to making sure that nothing leaves this shop less than perfect. You see that? That's two solid rows of mess ups. And stuff like, this one right here, this was recent. As you can see here, it was catching the inside of the hat, inside of the tape, my machine was, and it was not allowing it to stitch up, so the R is all messed up. And then stuff like this, where I could see where this S was messed up, and I stopped it and took it off, did a new one. This isn't even all of them. This isn't even all of them. It hurts, I know. But it's how dedicated I am to making sure that nothing leaves this shop less than perfect. Yeah, and this is another good representation too. Did this, and we tried something, it just didn't work. And I'm not just going to send that out the door. You can kind of tell it says your favorite fabricator on there, but it doesn't. It's shit. So another thing, I mean, because I started in the bunkhouse and there's still mess ups in the bunkhouse. I have probably over $2,000 worth of blank hats and mess ups. And if you know how much blank hats cost, that's a lot of freaking blank hats messed up. But it's just how it is. Every business has it. If you're dedicated to your customer getting the best product they can get, you're going to have to take some losses. All right, another tough subject that many people can't get over: accepting fault in decisions that they've made. I had these these are great patches. They, everything except for the glue is great about them. And I did not know that when I ordered 100 of each design. So, with that being said, I was having people say that patches were falling off, and you can't have that. And I stand behind that. Every single person that's came to me and said, I have a patch falling off, cool, give them another hat with the corrected glue. This is from Lone Star Adhesive. It's the best on the market, best shit you can buy. So now, since I've got all these patches that have shitty glue on them, I gotta cut them out. You'll see that in a sec, and then press them. And I've had doing this measure until I sell all the patches out, because these are perfectly good patches. They're great. They're printed great. They're marrowed edge. I mean, I love them. So I couldn't just take a loss on well over $1,000 on patches until I sold them all, and then we're gonna cross that bridge again and do it the right way this time. Kind of painstaking. There might be a better way. I'm open to it. If you're watching this and you have a better way to cross this bridge and to solve this problem, other than cutting it out with the adhesive that actually works and actually stays on. I don't care what anybody says, a patch is not supposed to come off. Ever. The hat is supposed to be absolutely destroyed before you even think about a patch coming off. It's like a big misconception because patches are less quality and this and that. No, they're not supposed to come off. There's stuff out there like Lone Star Adhesive, and there's other brands that make adhesive that should never come off. And then at that, you got to have your settings right. I've spent this old Vevor hat press has seen a lot of hours, and a lot of mistakes. But while that's heating up, I'm going to take you guys over to another spot in the shop. All right, hopefully you can hear me just right. And this is probably one of my favorite topics to talk about. Driving a beater. Driving a beater when you're just getting off the ground and starting from nothing. Obviously, I started from nothing and I had $0. Actually, I had a lot less than $0, to be honest with you. But when things get tough, I don't know what my mount's doing, so I might be crooked right now. When you're getting going, obviously we have a payment on the mama, but you gotta have one nice vehicle. Nice. I mean, we don't pay that much for that. But when things get tough, and whether or not you get sued or some medical expense comes up, and you still got to make that $1,000 car payment or truck payment or whatnot, it's gonna drown you. And this whole entire thing, people like to say, well, and let me just say, they like to bash people that start with money. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. We're about 30,000 into this, and we're just making money and living off of this. And just our expenses the last 8 months is well over $70,000. So even if I would have started with money, I had something saved up, we'd still be in the same situation we are now. It wouldn't have changed anything. You could start with money and still drive it into the ground and not have the hustle and the right mindset and all that. So keep that in mind and this can apply to anything, not just, making hats and starting a clothing brand. All right, now that this is heated up, let's cut this patch out and get it pressed up. Somebody ordered that EV hat on Tik Tok shop, and I think I got like 3 left. So we're really close to not having to do this anymore. This will be fantastic because this is a royal pain in the ass. All right, let's get to pressing patches. So check it out. I'm fighting iPhone storage right now. I need to go in and clean that all up and figure that out for the next video. If you are here from the podcast, don't worry. Danny stops by here. He gave me a fridge the other day. He stops by here every now and again. He's doing leather work. He's about to go to saddle school, so I know he's a co-host on the podcast, and I know you guys want to see the podcast. It's not gone forever. I got busy with life. Danny got busy with life. I mean, it just wasn't working out at the time, and we want to give you the best. So it will be coming back. So if you are here for the podcast, just stick with us, stay subscribed. As for everybody else that's just coming along, obviously I can't cover everything. This has been my life for the past 3 years. I can't just sum up 3 years of experience and life lessons in a 20 to 30-minute video. But do comment below. Obviously, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, if you want to stick around. But comment below what you want to hear, what my struggles have been, what I could pass along. That's my main goal with this is to pass along to somebody else that, and on that, bear with me here. Now on that, just like myself, I could watch a million YouTube videos and I could get all the advice in the world. I have built a very good social network with people that I know, and they could tell me one thing, and I could absolutely fuck it up and absolutely screw it all up. And I just got to learn the hard way. And sometimes it's just how it is. But I can do the best I can to help anybody watching this video. Also, the video cut out right before I could really start to explain that. I threw big numbers out there. You got to remember, I'm selling hats and hoodies and crew necks. Those are large numbers for that. Some of these big brands are yes, they're doing 6-7 figure months, but they are also spending a lot more than what I just listed. But if it's comparison to like, I got buddies that have welding businesses, excavating businesses, stuff like that. They could absolutely piss on in $20,000-$30,000 a month in expenses. That's nothing. That's a slow month. But you got to remember we're selling hats and T-shirts, and that's also why finance is a very, very large part of going out on your own and starting something. It's very important because one slip up, $100 could put you under. It damn near put me under. Is a couple $100 here and there. So it's very important to lock that in. But yeah, don't want to bore you to death. This is episode 1 out of probably 300 that I'm going to do on building a clothing brand from absolutely nothing, literally nothing, negative actually. We're going to touch on embroidery on the next one, do a little bit more in depth on the embroidery and designing and stuff like that. So stick along, just kind of get my toes wet on this one. So catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment what you want to know, what you want to see in the next video. And of course, follow the socials and head to the website and get yourself a hat and T-shirts. They're coming soon. Appreciate it.